Let's talk about how we got here in terms of me and you. You have a really good rendition of this story because I know what I was doing in behind the scenes, but you were like, "What the fuck? Who's this guy?"
Yeah. So I think it was the start of 2018. I'd been doing my podcast for about 9 months, and I decided I wanted to do a live show. I messaged my friend Megan, who's the co-founder of the Good Quote page on Instagram. They have like 20 million followers or more probably now. She agreed to come and be my guest, and we'll do a live interview and we'll have an audience. So I found a cool little location in Shoreditch, East London, and it was like small, it was like 20 people. And had tickets up on sale for about 4 weeks. I think about 15 of the 20 tickets got taken, maybe a few more. I can't remember the details specifically, but a couple of days before the event, I closed the tickets. So I wanted it to like be like, oh, it's sold out, like, you know, no more tickets available. Sorry, like if you can't come, you've come to the next one, kind of like create a bit of a like, oh wow, I missed out on the thing, it sold out. Anyway, so a day after that, I get an email, Sachin Sharma. And it was like, I'm thinking, who's this dude? Like, he's like, oh, so the subject was like something about your event. And he's like, hey man, like, really like the podcast and what you're doing. Like, I've seen you've got a live show coming up in a couple of days and there's no more tickets available. I'd be really keen to come down. Is there anything I can, you know, any way I can get there? Like, I can't get tickets, any way I can get in? And I was like, no, dude. I was like, it's sold out, innit? Like, I was thinking, I didn't even know who this guy was. Like, I didn't care. I was like, whatever. So I just emailed back like, hey man, like, yeah, like appreciate the love. Unfortunately, there's no more tickets available. Like, hopefully you can make it down to the next one. Appreciate you wanting to support, etc. Anyway, a couple of days after that, it's the day of the show now. So I've texted Megan in the morning. I'm like, yo, Megan, like, can you send me the 5 names that you want to put down on the guest list? Because, you know, I was sorting out tickets and guest lists and making sure that the lists on the door were all sorted. She's like, yeah, no problem. So like an hour later, she sends me across her names and it's like Janet, Stephen, Jeffrey, Rachel, Sachin Sharma. And I was like, what? I was like, hang about, like, who's this? Like, what? I was so confused. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, not only has he not taken no for an answer from me, first of all, he somehow managed to get himself into the event, but not just into the event, he's managed to get himself on the guest list of the guest. I was like, what? Okay, I need to like track this guy down when we're at the event and chat to him. Then obviously like day of the event, the evening of the event, came around. And those of you who know Sachin, he's not exactly hard to miss, especially in a small group of people.
I had really long hair back then too.
You did. You had your Jesus hair back then. So I just started chatting to him and like good vibes, and we just got on. We just started chatting. We didn't really hang out too much, but we were chatting. And I think you invited me to come on your podcast as a guest. Then I invited you to come onto mine, and we did a couple other like podcast recordings together, and we'd have like the odd conversation about stuff. And you'd always like say to me like, oh man, why aren't you doing the coaching thing? Like, you'd be killing it. Like, you should be doing it, man. Look at what you're doing with the podcast. Like, you can help so many people with the coaching and stuff like that.